Hi, it's Martin Tett. I'm leader of the new Buckinghamshire Council, and welcome to the fourth of our webcasts, or video blogs as some people call them. We're running these virtually every day now to keep residents and businesses of the county up to speed on what the new council is doing on behalf of the residents and on behalf of the thousands of businesses that we have across Buckinghamshire. And it's a pretty fast moving and very changing situation. So we'll try and bring you the latest news on this blog every day. So just to start this off, first of all, to say that we had originally said yesterday that we were going to talk today about the voluntary sector, because I know lots of groups are getting involved in local communities, and we were going to have a lady called Sarah Ashmead on to talk about that. But given the Chancellor's announcement yesterday about support, particularly for the self-employed, and the announcements that have been taking place around the business support from the government, we thought we'd do a quick swap around. So today we're going to have the Managing Director of the Bucks Business First organisation, a lady called Philippa, who's going to be summarising the support that we give as a county and as a community to the business community in Bucks. So I'll be handing over to Philippa in a minute. But one of the things we've been asking for is some feedback on these particular webcasts, and I'm pleased to say we're starting to get that. So just to respond to three questions I've had. First of all, one in response to something that was said yesterday, that's about not enforcing some of the parking restrictions around the county. I said yesterday, for example, that most of our car parks and on-street parking is now free, and that's targeted predominantly at those people who are in key sectors, key workers, voluntary sectors, who are keeping, if you like, all of us safe at the moment. But those charges don't apply. And it also means that single yellow lines where we have time restrictions also don't apply. But it does still apply to double yellow lines. So don't think that you can park on double yellow lines, particularly in dangerous positions, and you won't get ticketed, because you will. The second comment I've had back is about speeding. Somebody said that the roads are really quiet. It's great to get out and do some cycling, do some exercise, sometimes stray into the roads, particularly when you've got somebody coming along a narrow pavement towards you and you want to do a little bit of social distancing. But they're asking us to remind drivers that there are still people in the roads that aren't just themselves. And therefore, although most drivers are considerate, please keep your speed down. And remember, there may be somebody just in the road around that bend that you can't see. So again, I think some really good information coming back from, again, one of our watchers. And the last one, I think rather cheekily asked me, well, as a council leader, when you're at home all day, I mean, what do you do? Do you just have, spend all your time with your feet up drinking coffee because you can't have meetings? Well, of course, in this day and age, you can. So just an example from today, since 8 o'clock this morning, I've been on our daily situations report, SITREP call, very detailed dive into everything that's going on across all the various sectors of our organisation, working in with the NHS and so on. That's normally around 2.5 hours. I've been on 4 other audio conferences and video conferences since then, including one with our MPs and another one with the Secretary of State for Communities and Local Government. And now we're about to do this particular webcast and blog. So the day is not quiet, and I certainly don't get a lot of time to put my feet up. So that's telling you what I'm doing. Okay, having said that, I think everybody knows that Buckinghamshire is a county with tens of thousands of businesses, particularly many of them small and medium enterprises. And one of the main organisations through which we're channeling our support as a council is Bucks Business First, that represents the enormous majority of the employees in the county. And that managing director is the lady called Philippa. And I'm going to hand over to Philippa now, who's going to talk to you about some of the support you can get access to as a business in Buckinghamshire. Philippa, over to you.
Hi, thank you very much, Martin. A very worrying time for businesses at the moment, and Buckinghamshire Business First, I don't know about not having so much to do now we're all remote. Our workload has probably gone up about 5 times what it would normally be. So taking a huge number of calls from some very worried businesses in the county. Really welcome the support that government has offered, and it changes every couple of days, doesn't it, at the minute? But businesses are finding it incredibly difficult to find their way through to relevant help and to get the support that they need to access it. So at Buckinghamshire Business First, we've got a team of 50 plus people, all on the end of the phone or on the end of a Teams meeting or any sort of virtual meeting, ready to help and guide people through the vast array of support that is available. So anybody who works in Buckinghamshire or has their business registered in Buckinghamshire, we're here to help. We can take businesses through the key actions they need to do to protect their business, and basically we're just there, someone to talk to. So any business that's been affected by COVID-19 has, if you can access us via our helpline, which is 01494 927 130, or email businesssupport@bbf.uk.com, or the website is full of really useful information, and it's where we've pulled everything together that could affect your business. So that's www.bbf.uk.com. Now, what I can announce today is we're exceptionally lucky in Buckinghamshire. We've got a very joined up team of people to support the business and businesses and the local economy. So the local authority, the Buckinghamshire Local Enterprise Partnership and Buckinghamshire Business First work really closely to understand what the challenges are for you as businesses and to pull together the necessary support. So yesterday, approval was given to a £2 million Buckinghamshire Business Support Resilience Fund, which will support businesses in the county who are currently falling through the gaps of national provision. So that's going to launch next week. It will provide some funding for businesses who are maybe in a position where they could switch their capacity to fulfilling national or local government need, so ventilators or sanitisers. There will be some funding in there to support businesses take the necessary professional advice to assess what they need to do within their businesses to make it more resilient and to see through this COVID-19 crisis, but just as important, to be match fit for when this crisis passes and we need to trade through.
Thanks very much, Philippa, and that's good advice. So again, if you're a business and you need help and support, really of any kind, contact BBF. They're really there to help, and there's some great support financially as well. So that's today's webcast. There won't be a webcast over the weekend, so you have a relief on Saturday and Sunday from watching this, but we're back on Monday, hopefully, and we're going to be talking about the voluntary and community sector and how we can actually make sure that all those people who are being mobilised across the county, volunteering to help in their local communities, can actually get together and really help deliver support to what's actually some of the most vulnerable in our community. So keep safe over the weekend, enjoy your weekend, and see you all next week.